Well, the host of VOA's Africa News Tonight radio broadcast, Yeheyes Wuhib, recently talked to Noah Samara, the chairman and CEO of Yazmi USA Incorporated and former chief executive officer of World Space. In many circles, Mr. Samara is addressed as the founding father of satellite radio.
In 1995, your company, World Space, selected Alcatel in Toulouse, France, as prime contractor to deliver the World Space System under a turnkey contract. This system, it turns out, would be the first digital worldwide broadcasting system to use direct satellite transmission. At the time, it was nothing less than a revolution. A revolution for Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and Latin America. A revolution in the airwaves. Indeed, a bold and innovative undertaking. How did you first come up with the idea? A young person, just fresh out of college, working at a law firm, and from there to come up with an idea to finance and transport satellites into space. Simply remarkable. Take us back to the early days where the idea of world space and Afri space started to germinate.
So first I should say it happened in large part because I was too young to know better. Over time, I realized that the difference in progress between Africa and Europe, or Africa and the United States, was really nothing other than the lack of information in one and the abundance of information in the other. And so the critical question became, how does one create information affluence across this large continent of Africa, or for that matter, even in large parts of Asia? And that's how the idea of World Space initially, and now Yazmi, was born, was really to create information affluence everywhere where there was dearth of information.
You have been quoted as saying that African countries are at the bottom of the ranking as far as education is concerned. To put it bluntly, you say the facts that define education in Africa are not good. So what, in your opinion, are the key factors that can enrich Africa's future
in terms
of
these facts, first we state them because if you want to correct a problem, the first place to start is to acknowledge the problem, the magnitude of the problem, so that you can create solutions around that magnitude rather than coming up with solutions that fall short of what needs to be done. There are four factors, I would say, that are really important in solving the problem of education. One is the first and most important thing that governments need to do if they want to see change in education is to make large commitments, bold, large commitments in the field of education, because that is the critical building block, the most important infrastructure of all infrastructures. It is the infrastructure at the mind level of your population. You're building the infrastructure, the mind infrastructure of your people. So investing in education and investing boldly in education, not 3, 4, 5% of GDP, but much larger amounts of GDP, to really affect and effect change, is the most important thing that can happen.
Well, that was VOA's Yeheyes Wuhib speaking with Noah Samara, CEO of Yazmi USA Incorporated. Tomorrow, in part 2 of our feature on Mr. Samara, he talks about his latest venture, the Yazmi project. Well, it's time now for a short break. Still to come on Africa 54, the ultimate in luxury for spoiled poochers.